Children, I have something important to say to you. Thank you, Eliza. That will be all for now. Well, you know that things have been a little difficult lately. So, the thing is, we can't go away for our summer holiday this year. I am sorry.
You mean we can't go to the seaside?
I'm afraid not, no.
Can we build a den in the garden?
Yes, of course.
Father, everything will be all right, won't it?
Yes, I think so.
Is this the residence of Mr. Richard Bastable?
Who wants him?
Mr. Reginald Bates, bailiff. Are you Mr. Richard Bastable? I'm here on behalf of Mr. Haig.
How can I help?
You owe Mr. Haig a great deal of money. If you do not repay him that money within 2 days, Mr. Haig will be forced to take further action.
But
Good night,
I'm
sir.
so close to the answer, surely he can wait a little longer.
It must be bad. Father looks very worried.
Gather round, all ye who call yourselves Bastable. I summon the Council of War. Comrades in arms, a terrible doom hangs over the house of Bastable, and only we can save it. Everyone must lay a plan before the council this very day to restore the fortunes of our house.
I have a plan.
That's not fair. I haven't thought of mine yet.
Couldn't we read some books to get ideas? You can think of your ideas while we try out mine. We must dig for treasure.
Are you sure he's digging in the right place?
Yes, definitely. Or maybe a little further north. There's an ink blot in the way.
What are you doing, Bastables? We're digging for treasure.
If you come and help, we'll share it with you.
I don't like digging, and anyway, it's nearly time for my tea.
Oh, come on, Albert.
Look, a priceless Ming vase. Keep digging, H.O.
Come on, Albert, your turn.
I spoiled my suit. It's all right for you. Your clothes are old and dirty already.
Make him dig, Oswald.
You aren't scared of worms, are you?
No,
Well then,
it doesn't look safe to me. It is safe. We've all been in there. So?
stick your feet in and dig with them.
Whatever's the matter? Oh, no! Are you hurt? Can you breathe?
If he couldn't breathe, he wouldn't be able to shout like that.
I can't move my leg! Oh, help!
Oh, bolt up, Albert, I'll dig you out.
Don't touch him. You've done quite enough already. Alice, go and fetch Albert's article.
I knew I should never good in your beastly game!
What do I owe this unexpected pleasure?
We buried Albert alive.
Have you indeed? Understandable, but a trifle drastic.
It was an accident, but he's stuck.
Poor old Albert. I say, what have we here? Now quit that frightful noise, Albert, old chap. Now, mind you keep still, my boy, or I might dig a chunk out of you by mistake, and your sainted mother would never forgive me. Give me a hand. Okay, that's it, well done. Now, I'm curious as to how my nephew came to be buried alive.
We were digging for treasure and it was Albert's turn and the tunnel fell in.
You nearly killed me!
Shut up.
Ah, but you're stronger than you look, aren't you, Albert? Digging for treasure, though. Tricky business. I've done a spot of it myself. And you're lucky if you find more than One coin in the whole afternoon. Hello. What's that? Well, there you are. That is lucky. Come on. I think this calls for buttered tea cakes all round, don't you? Don't touch that, Oswald. The tip is poisoned, and the only known antidote is in the Amazon jungle. Oh, allow me. We rule the roost this week, don't we, nephew mine? Albert's parents have gone to take a rest cure at Harrogate. So, we're bachelors at ease and can eat buttered tea cakes whenever we feel like it.
We're bachelors at ease as well.
Only we don't have such a good fire.
Or a toasting fork. If you are all so beastly poor, why doesn't your father get a proper job and earn some money?
That remark shows a sad poverty of intellect on your behalf, young Albert. Mr. Bastable is a man of exceptional talents, and you can't put a price on that. But so many people think as you do that this can lead to an absence of toasting forks and the like. So have a tea cake, a buried one, and don't speak again until you've attained some wisdom. To the treasure seekers. May good fortune be yours.
Your mother used to play that.
Did you have a good day?
Well, yes, I did. On the train, something most exciting happened.
Really? What was it?
I was thinking about the diameter of the evaporator pipe, and I realized something. The temperature there drops off at proportionately the same rate as the pressure in the vapor chamber. So it has to be the expansion valve.
That's interesting.
The point is, if I can fix this, the refrigeration machine will work. Our problems will be over. Anyway, I had to get on. I have a new investor to visit in the morning. I have to leave sharp at 8.
We're very proud of you, Father. Five, 6, 7, 8. Father! Father, wake up! You're late! Father, you're brilliant!
Oh, thank you. You will be good, won't you?
We promise. Take me to Baghdad, oh genie!
What's happened to me stair carpet? Well, this should keep you two out of mischief for a while.
But Eliza...
What's the matter?
And you can help too, madam. And you can hang out the washing when you're done. Oh, those stairs.
Perhaps we could shine shoes outside the station. We'd get a shilling for this lot.
I have a better idea. The collected poems of Noel Bastable. I shall use my shilling to go to London and find a publisher.
You can't go to London by yourself.
I'll go with him.
No. I promised Father we'd be good.
You shouldn't make promises for other people. Anyway, don't you want to restore our fortunes?
I think we should trust in Father.
We do trust in Father. We're only trying to help.
Please, Dora. I've said no, and that's final.
Don't worry, I'll cover for you.
But Dora...
Pay no attention to her. She won't even notice.
Do you really think so?
I promise. Off you go.
Stop! Stop! Your parcel! Your parcel! Wait for me!
Are you all right?
Your parcel.
I cannot begin to thank you. This is the manuscript of my book. It's very precious to me. How do you do? Mary Leslie.
How do you do? Noel Bastable. I have a manuscript as well.
Really? What a coincidence. And where are you taking yours?
To the editor of the Illustrated News. It is the collected poems of Noel Bastable.
How enterprising.
Mr. Kipling got 20 guineas for his first book of poems, and there are more in my book.
Have you read Mr. Kipling's poetry?
Oh, yes. And the Jungle Book, and the Just So stories.
Of course, not everyone can ask the same price as Mr. Kipling for their poetry.
Well, it wouldn't have to be 20 guineas. But we do have to save the fortunes of the House of Bastable.
I see. In that case, let me give you my card. You can send it up to Mr. Jellicoe, the editor.
Oh, thank you.
H.O., what have you done with the clothesline?
We're down here. We were climbing the Alps and H.O. fell down a cliff.
Come on, you can both help me. Have you seen Noel or Oswald?
No.
I'm here.
Where's Noel?
Noel. I think he's upstairs writing another poem.
No, I've just been upstairs.
Oh. He said he was going up to the attic to look for some paper, didn't he, Alice?
Yes, that's right. I saw him at 9:30. I thought he was behaving very oddly, so I took note at the time, in case the police should ask me.
Why would the police want to talk to you?
Because after he sneaked out the house, he chased a cyclist and stole something from her bag.
What rubbish. Noel would never steal a thing. In any case, he's upstairs, isn't he, Oswald?
Well, it's time for my morning milk. Bye.
You lied to me, didn't you, Oswald?
Why did you listen to that little sneak?
You let him go into London on his own.
You told me not to go with him.
I told you not to go at all.
Yes?
Excuse me, sir. I came to see the editor.
If you've got a message, pop it in the post room. And don't come round here where you've no business to.
My name is Noel Bastable. I'm a poet.
Oh, are you indeed? Well, I've seen some sights in my time, but I've never seen a pint-sized poet before. You've had your fun, sonny, now up it.
But I wrote to say I was coming. He must see me.
He must. Did you hear what I said? Scram! Get lost! Starve or I'll give you blooming poetry. You heard me. Out! Oh, blimey, it's the governor.
What on earth do you think you're playing at, man? What's your name?
Oh, Wiggins, sir, Billy Wiggins.
And how do you account for your extraordinary behaviour, Wiggins?
Well, Your Honour, there was this boy what said he was a poet. There he goes.
You'll be sorry for this, you rogue. Oi!
I'm waiting, and my time is precious.
I came to see the editor of the Illustrated News, but I got chased instead. I'm sorry to have disturbed you.
If you want to see the editor, it's always best to write. He's a very busy man.
But I did write, and I never had a reply. And the lady on the train said if I showed him her card, he'd be bound to see me.
Did she indeed? Very fine and dandy. Let me see this card then.
I think she meant me to show it to the editor in person.
Oh yes, I'm sure she did. Hand it over, lad. But this is from Dr. Leslie. Why didn't you say so in the first place, lad? Any friend of Dr. Leslie is indeed a friend of mine. Frank Jellicoe, editor of the Illustrated News.
Noel Bastable, poet.
Ah, well, Noel the poet. Have you brought me some samples of your work?
My sister Alice did the drawings for me, but all the poems are mine.
Oh, well, I shall read aloud then, eh? Lines on a dead black beetle that was poisoned. O beetle, how I weep to see thee lying on thy poor back. It is so very sad, indeed. You were so shiny and black. I wish you were alive again. But Eliza says that wishing won't bring you back. So, how much do you think these poems are worth, lad?
I don't know, sir. You see, I didn't write them to sell.
Oh, art for art's sake, eh?
Not exactly. You see, we are trying to save the fortunes of the House of Bastable.
Well, what would you say to a gold guinea for the lot?
Thank you.
Done. Now, tell me about the House of Bastable.
There are 5 of us Bastables and Father. Father is working on an invention, but nobody understands how long it takes to get it right.
And what exactly is this time-consuming invention?
It is a refrigeration apparatus,
Refrigeration?
so that every home can keep food cold.
Oh, interesting. Well, lad, if you're still writing poems in 10 years' time, come back and see me then. But not before, mind you. Cheerio.
Goodbye.
Where have you been?
Sorry, Eliza.
Your supper's spoiled. Crying shame wasting good food like that. I'm not putting ever much more in.
Good evening, Father.
Oh, you feeling better?
I feel fine, thank you.
Good, good. Dora said that you were feeling not terribly well at dinner time.
Oh, yes. Much better. Did you have a nice day, Father?
Well, I think so. Now, this investor, Mr. Wentworth, he's a queer fish, but he seems quite keen on the idea, and he has a great deal of money.
Father, I wasn't ill. I sold my poems to the newspaper.
The newspaper? Your poems? Why, that's tremendous, Noel.
It's for you. To restore the fortunes of the House of Bastable.
Well, it's terribly kind of you, Noel. Perhaps you could keep it safe for me. After all, you haven't had any pocket money for a while, have you? Hmm?
But, Father, please.
Oh, you again.
Mr. Bastable at home, is he?
I shall inquire. What was the name?
Mr. Bates, he is expecting me.
Oh, this is not a respectable household no more. Wait a minute. There's a person to speak to you.
Yes, thank you, Eliza. I know that. That will be all for now. Perhaps you'd like to go and visit your sister.
Yeah, well, I'll see the kiddies to bed first.
Mr. Bastable, you know why we're here.
Is this really necessary? I'm expecting some investment very soon. If I could speak to Mr. Haig.
He prefers to avoid personal contact, sir. If you have something to say, you can say it to me. Right, lads? Take it easy with this one.
It was my wife's!
Don't scratch the polish. Mr. Haig is very disappointed, sir. He said to tell you that. It means you haven't been keeping up your end of the bargain. In fact, He thinks it's time to call halt.
What do you mean? We have an agreement.
Renegotiable by Mr. Haig if the terms are not met. But wants his money back. Every penny. You have 7 days to pay.
A week? Oh, that's impossible. He can't do that.
Oh, yes, he can.
How could they? How could they take Mother's piano?
Cheer up, Dobbs. We'll think of a plan.
Heroes always have to go through terrible trials before the end.
We mustn't give up. Whatever it takes to save the House of Bastable, we'll do it.
Now this is the heat exchanger. The mixture goes in here as fluid and comes out here as high pressure steam.
Is it all right?
There's nothing to worry about.
Quick, under the table!
I'm not staying a minute longer. You'll have to look after yourselves. My nerves ain't strong enough for any more of this caper.
Hold on there, Eliza. There's no need to get excited.
Please, Eliza, don't leave us. It wasn't a very big bang.
Excuse me for speaking my mind, sir. But ever since the mistress died, this household has gone from bad to worse. You know, I'm sorry for you, truly I am. But a person has to look out for herself in this world.
But, Eliza...
Greengrocer, butcher, fishmonger. These bills are months old. If we don't pay them soon, we'll have nothing to eat and the bailiff will come back.
Father said to use it for pocket money, but you can have it.
A golden guinea. Well done, Noel.
I have stuffings as well from the cab fare, but I'd like to keep it, to buy the newspaper with my poems in it.
We need every penny. And anyway, you know all your poems off by heart.
But it's not the same.
All right, then, you keep it.
Thanks, Dobbs.
And don't call me that.
This'll stop the bailiff. Alice, can you pick some apples?
Oswald, I hope you're being careful. And please don't bury H.O.
I won't.
What are you doing exactly?
We're making up...
Nothing.
You won't mind picking some apples then?
Have you found them?
What?
The poems? No. But there's an article about Dr. Leslie. Look. Dr. Leslie's tireless work among our poorest and neediest children. Perhaps she could help us.
Certainly not.
But we're poor and needy.
Yes, but not like that, Noel. What's that?
I think it's the bailiff. So soon.
Oh, good morning. I'd like to see Mr. Bastable, please.
I'll take you. He's in the garden.
Beg your pardon?
He's down at the bottom of the garden. He likes to go there to think about things.
Dora, hold on this particular...
You're not in the garden.
No. Should I be?
You're not pulling my leg, are you, Alice?
He's just along there.
Can't say your garden's nice and overgrown. Bit of a jungle, really.
sir?
I'm sorry. We can't let you out until you promise not to take anything else.
I can't make any promises in this position. You got me here under false pretenses. I thought we were friends, Alice.
I'm very sorry. I didn't know you were going to be a nice bailiff.
Bailiff? What makes you think I'm a bailiff?
Your hat.
You aren't the bailiff. Charles Redmond, Esquire, manager, Jarndyce and Jarndyce Bank.
Oh, Oswald, what have you done?
You did what?
But your charming daughter came to the rescue before the cannibals quite finished me off.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Redmond.
No, that's all right, Mr. Bastable. Makes a change from my usual routine. But I think, under these circumstances, we might drop the formalities.
By all means. Out!
But, Father...
Enough. I shall speak to you later.
How could you do something so stupid?
At least I am doing something, not just complaining.
That's not fair. When did I complain?
All the time. You're always interfering.
If I hadn't interfered, as you put it, heaven knows what would have happened.
My instructions were to foreclose on you today. However, in the light of unforeseen circumstances, as you might call them, I shall recommend a renewal instead.
Well, that's very, very fair, but...
I understand you've nearly finished your, well, whatever it is.
Yes, definitely. And I have a new investor,
huh?
Mr. Wentworth.
Mr. Wentworth? Oh, that is good news. And Mr. Haig, he's still involved?
I'm afraid so.
That's a pity.
We have an agreement.
Well, I won't hold you up any longer. Time is money, after all. Good day. Goodbye. Well, goodbye. Oh, thank you, young lady, for helping me out. I could do with some of your gumption at the office, I can tell you.
I am sorry.
It was a useful reminder of how it feels to be in a bit of a hole. Excuse me.
The situation is very serious. It is not a children's game. You must not interfere in matters that do not concern you. Do you understand me?
Yes, Father.
Yes, Father. But it did turn out all right, didn't it, Father?
Yes, H.O., it did. But that really isn't the point.
We understand, Father. I'm very sorry. It won't happen again.
Oh, Lord, is that the time? I have to be at Wentworth's office by 2. I shall be out until late. I want no more silly pranks. Do I make myself plain?
Yes, Father.
Good. Right.
You all heard what Father said. No more treasure seeking.
He didn't say that.
He said no more silly pranks, and that's the same thing. You must try to be sensible from now.
Oh, do stop being such a drip, Dora.
Oh, just leave me alone.
Oh, don't cry, Dobbs. It was only a joke.
We weren't laughing at you.
I know you all hate me.
No, we don't. Not always.
Shh, H.O. Before Mother died, she asked that I look after you all. And I try, I really do, and you just hate me for it.
We don't hate you, Dobbs, honestly.
Don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing.
Oh, just leave me alone!
Come in. Oh, this is an unexpected pleasure, Miss Bastable. Do sit down. Oh, there's nothing wrong, I hope.
Yes, I mean, not exactly.
So, how can I help you?
Well, I was wondering... Well, I wondered if you might have a job for me.
Good
I mean, I have
heavens,
the best head for figures, even though I'm a girl and I can learn quickly. I can do absolutely anything.
No, I'm sure you could. But I'm sorry to say there's, well, no positions vacant at the moment.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm terribly sorry to have disturbed you, Mr.
You see, I
Oswald.
think you might find working in a bank rather dull in any case, Miss Bastable.
Oh, I wouldn't, really, I wouldn't.
Compared to the adventurous life you lead, you know. Always very routine, very predictable. But if a vacancy does come up, I will let your father know.
Well, I don't think that's...
Or perhaps it would be better if I were to write directly to you. Yes, your father wouldn't want unexpected letters arriving from the bank.
No, he wouldn't.
Of course not. Well, that's settled then. Well, it's been very nice to see you again, Miss Bastable.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Redmond.
Oh, and I'll keep an eye out, see if anything comes up.
Goodbye, Mr. Redmond.
Goodbye. Oh, Unwin, see the young lady out.
Young lady required for general office duties. Good appearance essential. Oh, my goodness.
Well, you must be the young lady. Do you really thought you were starting tomorrow? Come along in. My grandfather, that is old Wincott, will show you round. Young Wincott, that's me, will be back in the tick. How do you do?
Dora Bastable, how do you do?
Very nice. I must trot along. Excuse me.
Ah, there you are. Where have you been? Those for me to sign? Bring her here.
Lost the bills of lading. Oh, do you see, Mr. Wincott? She's a treasure already.
Yes, well and good. Now, if you don't cut along, Mr. Wincott, you'll miss the boat and we'll all be up the creek. Up the creek.
Time to toddle, Mr. Wincott.
Have you done this before? Look, Wincott and Wincott have been in the trade for 4 generations. 4 generations of Wincotts, and never once a step up. The trick of it is, everything happens at the last minute. Stuff sits around for months. Yeah, as I say to young Mr. Wincott, that's why it's called stationery. Stationery. Then it's all hurry, scurry at the last minute. Did they teach you anything at school?
Arithmetic, French and history.
Oh, yes, well, I have to do what you did. Yes, well, match the freight with the tonnage, you see? Freight, tonnage. Now, this one goes in here, and this one in here, and this little beauty in here. Postulate them in the pigeonholes, and what's your father?
Uncle.
Yes, well, that's what I said. The bells. Do you not hear the bells? The Orion will be docking. Have to look lively. Oh, yes. Yeah, there's a gentleman calling to collect some freight. One of those famous explorer fellows, Columbus. The papers are on my desk. See if you can sort it out. Could be Livingston.
I'm seeking. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. Coming, ready or not? Got you. Where's Alice?
That's not fair. I wasn't ready.
No, Alice.
Hello. Is this your garden? No. I think it belongs to my great aunt, but she has lent it to me for the season. Which season? The season. I am Prince Noel of Bastable. Who are you? Princess Beatrice Victoria Mary Alexandra Adelaide von Hohenzollern. I have long sought for the hand of a princess in marriage. Will you marry me?
I think perhaps I am engaged already, or perhaps it is only an understanding. You would have to ask Her Highness, my mother.
Do you have lots of fabulous jewels?
I have my pearls and some diamonds for state visits, but most of the lovely things were lost when we had to flee to Paris. We are poor exiles, you know, far from our homeland.
Me too. I wrote a poem about it once.
Yes, and I also, but in German, and nobody here understands German. Perhaps you?
Afraid not. We did start French last term.
Ah oui? Moi, j'aime bien français.
Oh. Bon. We haven't got very far, actually. I'm in here! Those are my brothers and sister. We're playing hide and seek.
Is there not a shout at that face?
You're very good at this.
There you are. We've been shouting for ages.
I found a princess.
Afraid tarnish. Or is it the other way round?
Bother!
Dora, what are you doing here?
Albert's uncle. What are you doing here?
I've come to pick up my crate.
You're the famous explorer.
Well, hardly that. Albert's uncle suits me better, don't you think?
Well, your crate is here.
Ah, splendid. Hello, my beauty. Listen to that. Lovely. There we are, Pandora. How was your trip, eh? Little cramped? Would you like to stroke her?
No, thank you.
So, what brings you to this strange corner of the kingdom?
Haven't you finished yet? Here, hurry and scurry, that's the way. Mr. Carlyle, I didn't see you there. What is it, Carlyle, not Livingston? Young Wincott will be here any minute. Better have a look, hadn't we?
I see the young lady's looking after you. I was telling my grandfather only this morning she's a treasure, I said. Isn't that right, Mr. Wincott?
Treasure? Ruination, you mean? She's posted everything straight back where it came from. We'll be the clowns of the waterfront if this gets out. You.
I think there's been a mistake, Mr. Wincott. You see, Miss Bastable is my neighbour, and she very kindly came down here to collect my consignment for me.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I've been jumping to collusions again, haven't I, Mr. C? I'm most awful sorry, young lady. It all comes with a hectic pace of modern life, you see. Hurry and scurry and not a moment for a person to contemplate things proper-like.
He'll be the ruination of me yet, Mr. Carlyle, you mark my words. I won't be around forever to look after you.
Oh, but a good while yet, I fear, Mr. Wincott. We'd, better let you get on.
Excuse me.
Now you're it. You have to chase us.
You must have played tag before.
No, never. It is very nice, I think. Count us in, then try to catch somebody. 1,
Princess Beatrice!
Break off your hands, let me go!
Goodness, child, what are you thinking of? Mixing with these common children. I say, that's a bit rich.
He is a prince, they are royal.
Stuff and nonsense. Out of here at once, the lot of you. Come along, Your Highness. Your tutor is waiting.
Children, I love to play with common children. Get off me! I want to go and
She really was a princess.
Get off!
I really should have rescued her.
You must think me very silly.
On the contrary, I think you're very brave. Not many people could have faced up to a python and 2 Wincotts with such panache.
However, I'm curious as to what exactly you were doing there.
Please don't tell my father.
My lips are sealed.
I thought if I were to find a job, what with it being such a burden on father having to look after us. I am 16 after all. Well, nearly.
But I was under the impression that you were in charge of all those brothers and sisters.
They say I'm just bossing them around.
Yes. I notice a similar lack of gratitude in the boy Albert. It's a failing of young people nowadays. Do you need an alibi for your late return?
When Eliza's left and father's out, I'm putting the others to bed.
Ah. I would offer my assistance, but Albert's nanny's made it abundantly clear that my talents, if I have any, lie in other directions.
I'll be fine.
Your father must be very glad of all your help.
He thinks I'm still a child.
Well, don't be in too much of a hurry to grow up. Good night, Dora.
Good night. Thank you, Mr. Carr. The splendour falls on castle walls and snowy summits old in story. The long light shakes across the lakes and the wild cataract leaps in glory. Blow, bugle, blow, set the wild echoes flying. Blow, bugle, answer, echoes dying, dying, dying.
I thought I heard something.
What kind of thing?
A murderer?
A ghost.
Hush!
Or perhaps Eliza's come back.
It's too quiet for Eliza. It's an intruder. He's in the hall.
What should we do?
Let's fetch the police.
How?
We could tie bed sheets together and let someone down from the window.
That's not me.
Shh! He's coming up the stairs.
Alice, the light. H.O, get the poker. Noel, help me. Ready?
Ready?
Shh! Now! Get the skip rope! Noel, sit on his legs! There's no point in struggling. There are 5 of us. We're armed and dangerous. Alice, tie him up, hands first.
He's got him.
Ow, be careful. I hope it's not hurting you. Now we must fetch the police.
Oh, not the police, please.
You have nothing to fear if you're innocent.
Well, since I've just been caught red-handed, the outlook seems pretty black to me.
Oh, my goodness. Take off the blanket, Oswald.
But it's just
Take it off! Albert's ankle.
The very same. I'm sorry if I frightened you. I had a wild notion that I would check you were all right on your own. I should have known better.
We thought you were a robber.
So I gathered.
I thought we'd caught you.
That you most certainly did.
But you're not a robber, so it doesn't count.
Oh, I don't know. I might as well have been a robber. Indeed, until quite recently, I was a very dastardly pirate.
You were?
The worst on the high seas. But there's very little plundering to be done nowadays. And even the high seas aren't as high as they used to be.
Did you make people walk the plank?
Oh, all the time. Or slip them from gullet to gizzard.
There, you see. We did catch a sort of robber after all. We'd better let you go.
Shan't pick a fight with your crew again.
Are you hurt?
Only my pride. I've never misjudged a situation so badly since I fed Red Ralph to the crocodiles without finding out where his treasure was.
Is he a pirate too?
Aye, the blackest-hearted villain you ever laid eyes on. Now, back to bed, all of you.
But did you find lots of other treasure?
Hordes of it. But I gambled it all on one throw of the dice. Shall I tell you how I captured Red Ralph?
Yes, please.
As I recall, the sun rose blood red that morning, and the mist never cleared. We came upon them as they lay drunk on grog. What's that noise? By Jove, a real burglar. H.O, where's that poker you were wielding? My trusty sword.
surrender or die.
Oh, Lord have mercy, Governor, don't kill me. Oh, for pity's sake. Think of my wife and kiddies starving on the street.
Oh, poor man.
Don't go near him, Alice.
Oh, what a lovely little girl. Just about the age of my youngest. Now, you would do nothing rash now, would you, Governor?
Move away from that window. Oswald, go and fetch a policeman.
We didn't fetch a policeman when you broke in.
Well, aren't you? I'm on the bloody cheek!
Look out!
There he is!
After him!
Right! Out of your way!
Magic carpet! Pull! He's getting away!
I don't believe this. What have you done now, Carlyle? Carlyle, what are you doing here? Are you hurt?
No, it's just my ankle. Should be all right. Thank you, Dora. My word. What a mess.
Will somebody please tell me what's happening?
Oh, well, Oswald thought I was a burglar and, well, tackled me single-handed.
And then another burglar broke into the kitchen, and we all tackled him.
It's been a most eventful evening. My life were half as exciting as yours. I could, well, do without my jungle trips.
Good heavens.
It's the first time we've had 2 burglars in one night. The first time we've ever had a burglar.
Well, I'm very glad I was here for it.
So are we.
Now, bed.
Oh, Father, we...
Oswald, even heroes need their sleep.
Come on, Noel. Good night, Father.
Good night, Bastables.
Good night, Mr. Carlyle.
Good night.
My word, Bastable, that you've got some children worth having.
Your money or your life?
Don't be silly, I haven't got any money, that's the whole problem.
I won't tell you, you're playing with me.
Because you're a squib. Don't touch that.
You can come to the post office with me if you like. I've written a really good poem about the dreadful night of the 2 robbers. I expect Miss Jellicoe wants it straight away.
Let's be pirates. A mercenary army. Anchors away.
What's that? Dinner. Perhaps we could turn it into something else. Syrup pudding.
No syrup.
Spotted dick.
No currants.
I've got it. What about the elixir of life? It's what people are always seeking in stories.
What, from suet crust?
No, to save our fortunes.
It's just for fairy tales, Alice.
Well, not the elixir of life, then. Some kind of medicine. Look, very expensive. 2 shillings for a small bottle.
Steady on there! Good heavens. I didn't recognize you. Are you on the trail of another villain?
We're shipwrecked pirates.
Ah, yes, I can see you are. Devilish at work. Hot tea and whiskey. That's what you need. It always kept my pirates cheerful.
What's in there?
Pandora, the python.
A snake.
She's on her way to meet her mate at the Zoological Society.
Can I have a look?
Another time, perhaps. Pandora's a little impatient. Besides, you two had better get in before you drown.
Goodbye.
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 Bastable's amazing remedy. Balm of Bastable.
Look, sounds like an Egyptian mummy.
Oh, look at both of you. You'll catch your death. You're soaked.
That's it, Dora. A cold cure. Everyone gets colds.
Yes, of course. Bastable's certain cure for cold.
Let me out. Ow.
And you can be the guinea pig.
I'm not going to be a guinea pig.
I will. What do I have to do?
Everyone makes a remedy, and then you decide which one works best.
I already am getting a cold.
Well done. You'd better go to bed.
Do not
not fear, poor boy. He'll be well again in no time with Bastable's certain cure.
Alice, come and look at my humbugs. Ooh, yuck. Looks a bit funny, like melted snails.
Oh, Oswald, you can't give him that.
Why not? It's perfectly safe.
No. Perfectly safe.
You shouldn't have mixed it with water.
Right, no more chemicals, and that goes for all of you.
Oh, good. Hard at work, I see. Could somebody give me a hand? Top collar stud.
I'll do it.
No, I will.
Listen, Mr. Wentworth, my investor, is coming to view the machine today. I want you all to be on your best behavior. It's very important.
Yes, Father.
Now, he isn't used to children, so please, try to be quiet.
There you are.
Thank you. I really can't afford for anything to go wrong today.
You can rely on us, Father.
Good. Right. Must get back to work.
Can I help?
Well, yes, you can, as a matter of fact. The new expansion valve should finally fix things. Of course, you'll remember, Oswald, high-pressure fluid is heated to produce steam here, which we then evaporate with the brine here to produce the cool box here. Simple science.
What's the matter?
It's cold.
Isn't it supposed to be?
Good heavens,
Yes. So can I stop now?
Certainly not.
This is mine, this is H.O.'s. Which cure do you want first?
Yours, please. Oh! What's in it?
Wentworth, to see Bastable.
Please, come in. Mr. Bastable's expecting you.
Mr. Wentworth, I'm so glad you could come. Would you like a cup of tea?
Let's see the contraption first, Bastable. Time for chit-chat later. Haven't got all day, you know.
Shall I fetch some scones, Father?
Scone. Aye, that'll do.
Thank you, Dora. Well, shall we begin, Mr. Wentworth? This is my son, Oswald. I'll replace him once I get past the prototype. Now, the system is based on a reverse brake.
What's he like? He looks like a walrus with a head cold. He's not a bit cheerful. Alice, can you make the tea and H.O? Can you get me the last pot of jam, please? I'm going to fetch a cloth for the tea tray.
Poor father. I wish we could help.
Look what I found.
Whiskey.
Why don't we put some in this tea?
Sounds horrible.
Albert's uncle said it makes you cheerful.
We'd better not.
It looks like tea anyway. He'll never notice.
Right.
Aye, it's clever enough. I'll give you that, Bastable.
And the practical applications are very wide, I can assure you. Thank you, Dora. Any business needing fresh foods, for instance.
If it's reliable.
Well, it will be.
Not bad. Not bad. I'm a plain-spoken man, Bastable. I don't mince my words.
Yes?
I'd like another of those, if you don't mind.
You were saying?
I don't like to have my time wasted. I wasn't sure about coming out here, but now I've seen it. Well, to tell you the truth, Bastable, I'm inclined to say yes.
That's splendid. You won't regret it.
Cup of tea. Best thing in the world. are you making mock of me, Bastable?
I beg your pardon.
I am the president of the Temperance League. Strong drink is the work of the devil. How dare you insult me?
I don't understand.
The tea, man, the tea. Did you think I would notice?
Whiskey. There's been a terrible mistake, Mr. Wentworth. Please
Indeed there
accept...
has, Bastable. Indeed there has. I should never have set foot in this house of sin. Fetch my heart, lassie.
But what about the machine? You said...
I cannot do business with you, Bastable. There's no more to be said.
But you must. You know it's a good idea, and Father's worked so hard.
Ah, it's a work of the devil, I see that now. Meddling with nature, making ice in midsummer. It's an abomination.
No, it isn't. It's brilliant. And it's not very polite of you to make such a fuss over a little bit of whiskey.
Aye, the devil has you in his clutches as well. You can see his mark upon your forehead.
I think you'd better leave now.
I am leaving, Bastable. I am leaving. I shake the dust of my godless abode from off my feet.
Father, I'm so sorry. I don't know what.
I hope you're satisfied. You can see what you've done.
It wasn't Dora's fault. It was me.
It doesn't seem to matter what I say to you. You children seem determined to ruin this family. Now I think you've finally done it.
Stupid! Unbelievably stupid! He was about to give me the money!
Now, we have 3 days to avoid total ruin. 3 days. Where do you think I'm going to find another investor in 3 days? Hmm? You don't know, do you? Of course you don't.
Who is it?
I'm sorry.
Go to bed, H.O. I'll come and tuck you in.
I think we should summon the Council of War. Where's Alice?
I'm here with Noel.
Noel, come on. Is he asleep?
No, he's not. He's making a funny noise.
His teeth are rattling. What's up?
I'm cold. It's very old. How do you feel? He's a funny colour. Greeny white. Oh, I think we've poisoned him.
But we can't have.
But supposing we have, what are we going to do?
Alice!
I'm sorry, Noel. It's all my fault. We need to send for a doctor.
We can't, Alice. There's no money to pay for
There
one.
must be something we can do. That's it. I'm going to get help.
Alice, no!
After 6. And no beggars ever. Don't the doctor do enough for you kids without you bothering her at home?
Please, it's about my brother Noel. He's a poet and he met Dr. Leslie on the train.
Very nice too. Come back in the morning.
Please, he's very ill. I've poisoned him.
Who is it, Emily?
How can I help you?
My brother. You met him on the train.
Noel the poet?
Yes, yes.
Noel's ill. I think he's going to die. Please help.
Emily, my bag, and send a message to the Connaughts with my apologies. You can tell me what's happened on the way. Noel swallowed all of them. What you did was extremely dangerous.
I'm very sorry. It was my idea.
Whatever did you think you were doing? You could have poisoned him.
We have to restore our fortunes. And I thought if we made a cure, the very expense of all the cures in the advertisements.
I see.
Everything we do goes wrong.
Well, you did the right thing coming to find me. I'll do all I can to help.
This is Dr. Leslie.
Hello.
Thank you for coming, but I'm afraid your journey is wasted. We don't have any money.
Never mind. I'm used to that. Hello, Noel. Can you tell me how you're feeling?
Oh, it's you. You look so...
My Cinderella disguise for charming rich princes into giving my hospital money. Better not stay after midnight, had I? Has he been ill before?
Several times. He has a weak chest.
You have a fever. We'll look after you. Don't worry. I need boiling water for steam, a large bowl, a clean towel, chamomile tea for the patient, and a good strong brew for his attendants. Quick as you can, please.
I like her. Clever old Alice. This chamomile.
Oh, I'll do it. Why is it you can never find anything?
Now what's the matter?
Nothing.
Now that he's asleep, the fever will have a chance to go down. Alice tells me the medicine was her idea, but I think you're all old enough to know your own minds, aren't you?
We're very sorry. We didn't mean to do him any harm.
No one asked Alice to take the blame.
I know you meant well, but that's not always enough. Who's looking after you this evening?
I'm in charge till Father gets back.
Where is your mother?
She died.
Well, I shall wait with you until he arrives, if I may. Good. Now, I know Noel's the poet. What about the rest of you?
Alice is an artist.
But I think I'd like to be a doctor. Dora's the musician. She plays the piano beautifully.
I used to, when we had one.
I'm going to be a soldier or a big game hunter.
And you?
I'm going to be an inventor like Father and make something wonderful.
That would be a good thing.
What did you want to be when you were little?
Me? When I was young, I wanted to be a singer. Then I started looking after my little brother instead.
Like we're looking after Noel? Did you make him better?
No, I didn't. How do you do? Mary Leslie.
Richard Bastable. How do you do? Have they injured you at all?
No, they've been most attentive.
Thank goodness for that.
Noel was sick, and she came to make him better.
How is he?
Sleeping quietly now, but his fever was high and may well climb again. His weak chest lays him open to further infection.
Are you a nurse?
She's a doctor.
Good heavens.
I'll pay another visit tomorrow, if that's all right. But please fetch me at once if he gets worse.
This is Very kind of you. How much do I owe you?
No, I came as a friend. I'd better be going. It's late, and as you can see, I was on my way elsewhere.
Yes, of course.
Goodbye. I shall see you all soon.
Good night.
I'll show you out.
Has she gone? Shall I call her back? Are you all right? Did she make me better? I think so. She's going to come and see you again. When I grow up, I'm going to marry her.
Don't be daft, Noel. She wouldn't marry a squib like you.
Perhaps you'll marry Father. Noel's feeling better. He ate some toast. Oswald, do you think we have to stop being treasure seekers forever?
We can't. Not till we find some treasure. And Father says we only have 3 days left, so we better find some fast. Wait a sec.
What? Hague Finance. Money lent to ladies and gentlemen. Absolute privacy guaranteed.
What does that mean?
It means you mustn't tell anyone. I'm going to get some money.
Can I come too? It says ladies and gentlemen.
I must go alone. Otherwise Dora will stop us.
Father?
I remember the day this was taken. Your mother's hat blew into the sea.
Oswald tried to rescue it with his fishing line, and Mother said, let it go.
It's to sail across the ocean and wash up with some other child. Quite mad.
I'm
How's
sorry.
your... After you.
I'm sorry about yesterday.
I'm afraid I've been much too preoccupied with the machine. I've let you all run wild.
We're hardly wild.
Well, I'm going to give it up. Try and go back to the railways.
Proper job.
Yes, a proper job.
Perhaps you could still sell the machine.
No, I'm afraid the machine is finished. I shall go to my creditors this afternoon and ask for more time.
Dora, it'll be all right.
Yes, what is it, boy?
Mr. Hague,
What do you want?
I saw your advertisement, money lent to ladies and gentlemen, absolute privacy
Yes.
guarantee.
Get to the point. There's a draft.
I want to borrow some money.
You? You want to borrow some money?
Yes, please.
Oh, nice manners, to be sure. Well, you'd better come in then, hadn't you?
No! Look at the date. What? It's Dora's birthday. I've forgotten Dora's birthday. Dora, we're really sorry. It was because Noel got ill. We forgot your birthday.
My birthday? Well, I forgot it too, so it doesn't matter.
Why are you so happy?
It's a surprise. Father will tell you at lunchtime. Have either of you seen Oswald?
So, you want to borrow some money?
Yes, please.
And how much were you thinking of?
As much as possible.
I like that. As much as possible. Yes, very amusing. Have you spent all your pocket money?
I haven't had any pocket money for ages. This isn't for me.
Oh, of course not. For a friend, no doubt. And what have you got to offer me? What are you offering in return for the money I give you?
I don't want you to give it to me. I just want to borrow it. I'll pay it back as soon as Father's machine is sold.
Machine? What machine?
My father has invented a refrigeration machine, which will bring fresh food to every household, and it works.
What is your name, boy?
Oswald Bastable.
Did your father send you?
No, of course not.
Does he think a weakling boy can worm around me?
If you knew my father, you wouldn't think that.
I know your father only too well. I know him. He's a fool, sending a wretched boy.
He didn't send me. I saw your advertisement.
Poppycock! You go home and you tell your father he won't get another penny out of me. Stop! Wait. I shall write him a letter. Come here. There. $5 shillings.
You will pay me back, and your father's machine is sold. That is what you said, yes?
Yes.
I will know if you tried to cheat me.
Bastables do not cheat.
Then I will see you again, Oswald Bastable. Now run off home like a good little lamb. And don't forget to give your father the letter.
Can I start with pudding, Dora?
There is only pudding today, H.O. Father?
I think I'll try some pudding. Come in, Noel. How are you feeling?
Hungry.
Good. Well, let's enjoy it while we've got it. I wonder if we could make ice cream.
Yes, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, a toast to the Bastables.
To the Bastables.
So long as we've got each other and a roof over our heads, I think we'll be all right.
Oswald. What is it? What's the matter?
What's this? Where have you been?
I went to borrow some money.
You went to Hague.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you...
What the dickens were you playing at?
He gave me some money.
Oswald! How many times must I tell you not to interfere in matters that do not concern you? What is wrong with you children?
What is it, Father?
That's it. I'm finished. Hague's going to take the house.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
What does it say? What's happened? Bastable. To send your son begging was not the action of a gentleman. I see your honour is not so precious as it once was. Repay all that you owe me by 5 o'clock today, or I will take your house and all your goods. S. Hague, Esquire.
You're all right. Can you tell me what happened?
He laughed at me. It was horrible. I wish I'd never thought of it.
Oh, Oswald, we've all done foolish things.
But he's going to take our home away. If only I hadn't gone to see him.
Have you come to see me?
Yes, young poet. How are you today? Not too pale and loitering, I hope.
I got up, but Alice said I should go back to bed.
Very sensible. Bed rest is the best medicine. Now, may I take a look? Open wide, please.
He won't see you.
Well, I ought to see him.
There's no need. I can tell him about Noel.
All the same.
We can manage perfectly well on our own, you know.
It would seem not. Excuse me.
Father, Dr. Leslie wants to talk to you about Noel. There, you see.
Mr. Bastable, may I have a word? It's Mary Leslie. I have examined Noel. He's much better. But he is delicate. He needs to take care of his chest.
Yes.
This is intriguing.
Thank you.
May I? Absolutely fascinating. Do you mind?
Please.
Ice cold.
It's been in there for 2 days. It's still fresh.
That's remarkable. Mechanical cooling system.
I shan't bore you with the details, but I'm afraid the only value of this refrigeration machine is what it will fetch as scrap metal.
No, that can't be right. Don't you know what this means? It could change everything.
Hardly that. In any event, I'm returning to more regular employment.
How long have you been working on this?
5 years, 6 years.
So you're happy to let 6 years' work go to waste?
Well, of course I'm not happy about it.
Can't let a few setbacks stand in your way now.
It's very kind of you to take an interest. But I'm afraid this is more than a setback. I really cannot go on. Under the circumstances...
Circumstances fiddlesticks. Have you any idea how much illness could be prevented simply by keeping food fresh? There are children in my hospital with scurvy because they've never tasted a fresh vegetable in their lives. And you're telling me you're giving up?
Well, I'm not giving up.
I'm glad to hear it.
I have sacrificed everything for this machine.
I know. I know. Please let me help you now. Why don't you start by telling me what's happened?
One day we shall return, and Bastables will once more roam these ancient lands.
Amen. Perhaps we should leave a sign, so those who follow will know we were here.
Like what?
A statue, a message. I shall write a poem and bury it.
Well, that was the breakthrough. Once I had isolated the refrigerant with the new expansion valve, it really started to work beautifully.
So the higher the pressure, the tighter the seal? Yes. Very good. How long would it take to make 2 more?
Under ideal conditions, I'd say about 1 month per machine.
About 2 months. And with a full-time assistant?
Well, less, of course.
And what about a permanent pump?
Yes, well, you see, originally I had a steam engine, but it... However, an electricity generator would be best. I'm sorry. I really don't see the point of this. We're going to be thrown out of the house at 5 o'clock.
Doesn't leave much time. I shall need the children to help me. In the meantime, can you get this working again?
I suppose so.
Oh, better get moving.
Heads together, please. I need your help.
You were right. Your father is a much more difficult patient than Noel, but I think we made some progress. He told me what happened. I think I persuaded him to have one more try. He was going to abandon the machine to get a proper job.
What gives you the right to come in here and start interfering in our lives? This isn't part of your hospital, so why don't you just leave us alone?
I thought I could help your father sell the machine. But if you'd rather I went...
Yes, please go.
No. Wait a minute.
Miss Alice, isn't it? How'd you do?
How do you do?
You haven't come to bury me again, have you?
Oh no, we're here on business.
So, how can I help you?
Just leave the copy on my desk. I'll have the subs check it later. Ah, poet. I thought I told you to come back in 10 years' time and not before.
I didn't come about my poems, sir.
I see. Well, if it's a novel, I cannot help you.
Oh no, I've only written the first chapter.
Well, if it's not poetry and it's not prose, what are you here for?
I've sent the boy next door with a telegram. Now we must wait.
You sent Albert?
Or was that a mistake? You seem quite sensible. Might I have a cup of tea? It must be very hard on you, having to look after everyone else all the time.
I'm fine.
Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
16. It was my birthday today.
Oh, Dora. Oh, what a way to spend your birthday. You know, my little brother died when I was just about your age.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was my best friend in the whole world. I was very sad when he died. Strangely, very angry as well. I had been going to go to my first real party, and I had a beautiful new dress. Of course, I couldn't go. The dress hung in the cupboard. I never did get to wear it. I'm still not sure how much I cried for my brother and how much for that dress. Things will get better. Believe me. You know, I have a piano. I was wondering if you'd like to come and play it.
I don't think I'll have the time.
Time to enjoy yourself.
Yes. I mean, no, I don't know.
Just think about it.
Afternoon, miss. You know why we're here. Careful with that one, Bert. Mr. Haig will want that for his trophy.
What's going on, Jellicoe? This your doing?
Good afternoon, Lord Blackstock. Do you remember Mr. Redman, our treasurer?
Huh?
How'd you do?
Oh, back, Johnny. Hey, what? This is the right place, is it? Mary is here, isn't she?
She'll be out right away, sir. Would you like a seat?
Oh. Moving house, eh? Touch inconvenient, isn't it?
You could put it that way, Lord Blackstock.
Oh, these young science Johnnies always in a bit of a hurry.
I understand that Bastable is one of our brightest talents.
But where does it stop, Jellicoe?
That's it. Time to start her up.
Oh, Father, it's a bailiff.
Oh.
Are you ready? The trustees of the hospital are waiting. They've come to see the machine. Dora, could you help me with some packages?
When I was a lad, a good horse was all a fella needed to get about. Then it was trains, and now these horseless motor carriages.
I'm a motoring enthusiast myself, actually.
What? Oh. Thought you were one of these bank johnnies, eh, what?
Well...
Gentlemen, can you come inside, please?
Ah, there you are, Mary, my dear. Your hand?
Inside at once, please, Lord Blackstock. Can you delay the bailiff?
I'll do what I can.
This is Mr. Richard Bastable, creator of the refrigeration machine. Which he will now demonstrate for us.
Right. Well, the refrigeration cycle is a modified reverse Brayton.
Very good, I'm sure. But what interests us is, does it work?
Well, I had some pressure problems, but the new expansion valve sorted those out.
But does it work, man?
Yes, it works.
Capital, capital. Now, where is this coal bit?
Father's explaining the machine to them. It's working beautifully.
Doesn't make any difference now.
Of course it does. We mustn't give up hope, Oswald.
Why not?
So, ingenious contraption, eh, what? So it's all agreed. We purchase this machine for your hospital, my dear, and another one for the new hospital in Birmingham.
You mean you're going to buy my machine?
What's wrong with the fella? Thought you told me he was a whiz, Jellicoe.
He's very pleased. Why don't you explain to Lord Blackstock in detail how the machine works? I have some business to attend to outside.
I'd be delighted. Right. Well, the Brayton cycle uses an absorption chamber to produce evaporation of the primary vapor, in this case butane, into the secondary fluid, and a heat exchanger taking in high-pressure strong solution.
If it was up to me personally, sir, I'd be very happy to oblige, but it's Mr. Haig's orders and it's all legal and proper.
There must be something we can do.
I'm afraid what the bailiff says is right. Haig is calling in his debt. Now, there really is nothing to be done.
I'm just doing my job, you see, sir.
Lord Blackstock has agreed to purchase 2 refrigeration machines for the hospital.
But that won't stop Haig. He only deals in cash.
Then cash he must have. According to this court order, we still have an hour. 5 o'clock it says here.
No, we'll never make it. Never.
In your splendid motor car, you can do it. You know you can.
I'll give it my best shot.
That's the spirit. Track your men to work, please. Everything back in the house.
But, Mom!
Can I come with you?
No, this is a business matter.
But it is my business. It was all my fault, you see. I went to see Mr. Haig.
Haig? What on earth did... Never mind. Tell me on the way. Hop in. Not a moment to lose. We need cash, don't we? Great big pile of it. Now!
What do you want? I will not listen to pleading.
We've come to bring you your money back.
I don't have time for childish games. Did you give your father the letter?
Of course.
Then you'd better keep your money.
I don't want it.
You think you're too much of a fine gentleman to take my money, do you? You and your father, very fine gentlemen. Your father is a debtor, nothing more. Everything he has belongs to me. This honor of yours, what is it worth now? Nothing. This is what matters. All this comes only from money. You'd better learn some respect for it, or you'll turn out just like your father. A miserable failure. Now get out of my house!
We have brought you this as well.
It can't be. This is some trick.
Perhaps you would like to count it.
It's not possible. What have you done, boy?
We have repaid everything we owe you, just as you asked.
You're lying. You're trying to cheat me.
Bastables do not cheat.
And the deeds? Mr. Haig.
You interfering fool!
Thank you.
I shall not forget this, Oswald Bastable.
Neither shall I, Mr. Haig.
Well done, my boy.
She went like the wind. It was magnificent. 30 miles an hour, and she was eager for more. You really should try it, Lord Blackstock.
Over my dead body.
I was not misinformed, Anne. There is indeed a party underway. What a delightful dress.
Please, come in.
Carlyle, why don't you come in? Odd sort of party, I'm afraid.
The best parties always are. These are for you, with my compliments. Happy birthday, Dora.
Oh, it's your birthday! Happy birthday!
Dora, I forgot.
You've had a lot to think about. And anyway, this is the best present I could have hoped for.
Happy birthday, Dora.
You look splendid. Chocolate cake!
Lord Blackstock, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank each and every one of you. This has been both the worst day and the best day of my life. And it's thanks to all of you that things are finally looking up. And I'd especially like to thank my children who stood by me through thick and thin, and together have restored the fortunes of our fallen house. 3 cheers for the Bastables! Hurrah!